Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about the 2025 Marvel superhero film, Captain America, Brave New World. As an important work in the new phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, this movie not only continues Sam Wilson's journey as Captain America but also introduces brand new political conspiracies, super soldier battles, and a major threat to global security. This breakdown will be divided into two main parts. Part 1. A complete recap of the film's storyline, with an in-depth analysis of key details. Part 2, a comprehensive review of the film, discussing its themes, character development, action sequences, and overall performance. Without further ado, let's get started. Prologue, the new Captain America in a turbulent world. The film opens at an overseas military base, shrouded in darkness as special forces stealthily infiltrate the area. A secret arms deal is underway, involving an advanced neural control technology capable of remotely manipulating human minds and turning them into puppets. Just as the deal is about to be completed, a familiar red and blue figure descends from the sky, Sam Wilson, portrayed by Anthony Mackie, clad in the new Captain America suit and wielding his shield, who quickly joins the battle alongside the newly appointed Falcon, Joaquin Torres, portrayed by Danny Ramirez. The duo works in perfect sync and swiftly subdues the enemies. However, meanwhile, the focus of the U.S. government shifts to the newly inaugurated President Thaddeus "Thunderbolt" Ross, portrayed by Harrison Ford, who, during a televised address, emphasized that the world is entering a brave new world, a future dominated by the strong, with his policies centered around security and order. Act 1, International Crisis and the Assassination Attempt. In order to stabilize global affairs, President Ross convenes a global security summit in Washington, D.C. to discuss how to manage the international distribution of adamantium, a supermetal that is even harder than steel and second only to vibranium. World leaders gather, including Israel's superagent Ruth Bat-Seraph, portrayed by Shira Haas, and representatives from other countries. However, in the middle of the summit, a former super soldier, Isaiah Bradley, portrayed by Carl Lumbly, suddenly bursts in, attempting to assassinate President Ross. Sam intervenes just in time and engages in a thrilling battle with Isaiah. Although he ultimately thwarts the assassination attempt and Isaiah is captured and imprisoned, Sam senses that something isn't right, as Isaiah's behavior suggests that he has been subjected to some form of mind control. During his investigation, Sam discovers that a much larger conspiracy is at work. At the same time, a mysterious man watches the chaos unfold from the shadows. This man is Samuel Stearns, portrayed by Tim Blake Nelson, also known as the Leader. In The Incredible Hulk, he became abnormally intelligent after being exposed to Bruce Banner's blood, which caused his brain to expand abnormally. Now, he has developed a neural control technology capable of remotely controlling human thoughts. Act 2, The Truth Emerges. Sam and Torres launch an in-depth investigation and discover that Stearns' target is not only the president but the entire international order. He uses a new type of brainwave signal to turn specific targets into puppets, compelling them to act according to his will. Stearns aims to incite chaos, overthrow the existing governments, and establish a new world led by intelligence. In an abandoned laboratory, Sam finds a confidential document that details Stearns' plan. He intends to exploit President Ross' anger to trigger a transformation into the Red Hulk, thereby devastating Washington, D.C. and triggering global panic, forcing nations to accept his mind control system. Sam realizes that he must not only stop Stearns but also find a way to save President Ross, lest the United States, and indeed the entire world, fall into an unprecedented crisis. Act 3, The Arrival of the Red Hulk, and the Fall of Washington. Stearns' plan ultimately succeeds. He uses a special device to trigger a genetic mutation in President Ross, transforming him into an enraged Red Hulk. The mutated Ross loses all rationality and launches a rampage of destruction in downtown Washington, D.C. Sam and Torres struggle valiantly to stop him, but against the overwhelming power of the Red Hulk, they find themselves completely outmatched. Realizing that brute force alone cannot defeat the Red Hulk, Sam understands that he must use emotion to awaken Ross's rationality. Gradually, the awakened Ross regains his humanity and eventually ceases his destructive rampage. At the same time, Torres and Ruth successfully shut down Stern's control device, halting the widespread spread of mind control. Stearns attempts to escape, but is ultimately subdued by Sam and sent to a maximum security prison. Epilogue, the belief of Captain America. After the crisis is resolved, President Ross regains his composure and acknowledges his mistakes. He vows to adjust his policies and promote a more peaceful form of global cooperation. Meanwhile, Sam Wilson firmly establishes himself as the new Captain America, proving that he can shoulder the responsibility of saving the world without the need for super soldier serum.
The world needs the Avengers.
Part 2, a comprehensive professional review.
Upload the compound's covert
1.
entry points.
Exploration of themes. Brave New World attempts to explore profound themes such as power versus freedom, technology's manipulation of the human mind, and the responsibility of a hero. In the film, Stearns symbolizes the abuse of knowledge and power, as he tries to create a better world by controlling others' minds, a concept that fundamentally violates the core values of free will. Meanwhile, President Ross's character also highlights the conflict between power and morality, and his transformation adds a layer of complexity to the film. 2. Action sequences and visual effects. The film's action scenes are visually captivating, especially the high-speed aerial chases featuring Sam and his intense showdown with the Red Hulk. However, some viewers feel that the CGI effects for the Red Hulk appear slightly stiff in certain shots, not as natural as the Hulk from the Avengers films. 3. Character development. Sam Wilson's growth, his character arc is clearly defined, from initial self-doubt to ultimately embracing his mission, truly evolving into Captain America. President Ross's transformation, Harrison Ford's performance adds depth and gravity to the character, making his evolution both impactful and memorable. Stearns as the villain. Although Stearns has a certain depth, his motives remain somewhat thin, lacking the fresh, compelling evil that characters like Loki or Thanos possess. 4. Strengths and weaknesses of the film. Strengths. Exciting action scenes, especially the aerial combat. Thought-provoking exploration of technology and power. A clear and compelling character growth arc. Weaknesses. The villain's motives feel somewhat underdeveloped. Some CGI effects are inconsistent in quality. Heavy reliance on previous storylines might make it difficult for new viewers to follow. Conclusion: the challenges of a new era in the MCU. Captain America, Brave New World is a pivotal work as the Marvel Cinematic Universe enters a new phase. While it honors the legacy of its predecessors, it also attempts to introduce more realistic political and technological elements. However, there is still room for improvement in the villain's characterization and certain aspects of the plot. For Marvel fans, this is a must-watch, but for the general audience, it might lack a bit of the freshness they desire.